Joining us now to discuss the news is John Todaro. He's the vice president of Needham Co, an independent investment bank and asset manager. John, let's take a look at that Coinbase stock. It's up more than 100% this year as the crypto industry started recovering from the FTX collapse. What are your expectations for Coinbase?
Yeah, it's a good question. So what's been pushing Coinbase right now is a little more than just the class action lawsuit getting dismissed, and then also the recent rise in crypto assets. There's the easing in Fed policy, which is helping all risk stocks and helped the NASDAQ today. And then you also had what I think is a lot of short interest. You had high short interest in Coinbase and some of those other names. And you might have seen some short covering today, which has also led to a little bit of the rally. Not just Coinbase. If you looked at Carvana, some of these other heavily shorted stocks, they were outperforming today as well. So I think that's part of it. In terms of what's next for Coinbase, a lot of it is dependent on this current crypto rally and whether it has the legs to extend. And what investors are going to look at is not only does this have the legs to extend, but are retail investors going to come back into crypto? And the best gauge for that is volumes that Coinbase does. So January was a good volume year, you've heard, or a good volume month for Coinbase. But we have to keep in mind that was compared to really easy comp. So it's been comp to December numbers, which were very low for Coinbase. So I would like to actually see those volumes start to tick up more than what we saw in January. Gives us a little bit more confidence that retail is coming back into crypto some, which could help sustain this rally for Coinbase.
Yeah, Coinbase makes most of its revenue from those trading volumes. Just how correlated is its stock price to Bitcoin?
It's still decently correlated. It's actually was underperforming Bitcoin for a while, but it's still heavily correlated to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as well. So Bitcoin and ETH do make up the majority of the trading volume and hence the revenue generated. But there's two other business lines that are actually helping to diversify Coinbase revenue away from just that trading component, and that staking. And then the second one is the interest income they can earn off USDC. So that's actually an attractive piece when you keep seeing these interest rates ratchet up a little bit higher. So that's an attractive piece for them, but majority of the revenue is still very much tied to trading volumes.
John, what's your price target for Coin?
We have it at $73. So it's with the rally today, it's right around our price targets. Actually, it was up quite a bit above that, and then it kind of pulled back some. We like the name, but we have to keep in mind here that we would like to see a little bit more confidence on volumes, right? So we think that the crypto rally likely has the legs to kind of extend and keep going here, but a lot of positive expectations have been baked into Coinbase over the last few days here. So wouldn't be surprised if the stock takes a little bit of a breather, and then investors start to understand whether those volumes are indeed coming back to Coinbase and starting to bake those numbers into models.
I also wanted to get your thoughts on that Wall Street Journal opinion piece by Charlie Munger. He's not a fan of Bitcoin. He's not a fan of cryptocurrencies. And he says that the United States should follow in the footsteps of China and ban crypto. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, so, Munger and Buffett, they've had issues with gold in the past that doesn't accrue cash flows in their eyes. So Bitcoin, which to them, I think just looks just like a digital gold, they're not going to be big fans of either. So it's not terribly surprising. I think it's misguided. I think they haven't dug in enough to these different protocols and seen the value props with it. I would recommend that they actually play around with it a little bit, try and learn it. I'm sure Buffett and Munger don't care to take any recommendations from me or anyone like that. They've done fine on their own. So, I think they're just going to keep going with what they're doing. But it is what I see as a fundamental pillar of the new economy, AI being part of it as well. So I very much see crypto, blockchain, and AI having a big place in future, and they just might be missing that.
John, thanks so much for your insight. That was Needham Co Vice President John Todaro.